Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to bees of tomorrow, welcome again to this discussion on interviews. Today, I'm actually going to lay before you one classic example of self profiling. A classic example of self profiling. So here I go. A young lady, 25 years, is presenting herself. From the attire, you can make out that she had had an international exposure. Here she goes. Hello, sir. I'm Lucy Gravel. I'm from Kenya. I studied in India till grade 8. I studied at Patiala. My father decided to shift to Kenya for his restaurant business. So eventually, we obtained citizenship of Kenya. Now I'm seeking employment in India because I'm getting married in India. I've done post graduation in hospitality industry, in hotel industry, and I have done 4 internships with 7-star American outfits where I had an exposure basically to food and beverages division of hotel industry. I did not take a full-time assignment in Kenya because my marriage was round the corner, but it took time for the date to be decided. So I know next month I'm getting married here. So I'm seeking opportunities in Hyderabad. By virtue of the education and by my personal interest, food and beverages would suit me very well. I came back to India 15 days ago and I am into serious discussion with a major food chain. But still, I came to talk to you to explore better opportunities if at all there. If either of these two do not materialize, I have a choice to work as a semi entrepreneur with my father's friend who has set up a restaurant in Hyderabad. So I did post graduation in hotel management from a British university. I worked as interns in 4 7-star hotels, all the American outfits. I came back to India about a fortnight back and ever since started searching for opportunities. One major food chain is about to decide on my case, but I'm here in front of you to explore if there is any better possibility. If either of these two things do not materialize, I would probably work as an entrepreneur in my father's friend's restaurant in Hyderabad. The profiling is over. She was easily capable of talking much more than what she did. She is extremely competitive, has a complete knowledge about the international market for hospitality industry. She's cross-cultural. Uh, she is well structured in her communication. From the communication, one can bring out a flow, a direction of what the next thing she's going to say, or what the next thing to expect from her. There is no cross question required at this point of time. There is no complex data which would make the interviewer confused. Well, that's a negative side of interviews. Interviewers expect a very straightforward case. They don't want people, who have had several twists and turns in their life. Oh, you're an entrepreneur, we don't want you. Oh, you're from banking industry, we don't want you. Oh, you're a retired policeman, we don't want you. You're a retired armyman, we don't want you. Oh, you're a civilian, we don't want you. So twists and turns are avoidable. Probably it is easier for them to make a decision if somebody is from the same industry. Yeah, you have handled a commercial division of tire industry, and we are a tire industry. We want you to be head of the commercial. So, we just walk in. We'll send you a car to pick you up. A straightforward case. So, a bit of a detour here and a message to the interviewers. See, experience-based selection is very obvious. Anybody can make out 2 plus 5 is 7. And 7 plus 5 is 12. And 12 minus 3 is 9. Anybody can make out. My message to interviewers, therefore, is that the real challenge of interview is not to study the experience of the person. Not to study the experience of the person. But it is to assess the future value of the person. Future value of the person. Look at this little girl, 25 years. She knows her value. She's trying to trade her value. Very, very professionally. The reference of the father's business, the father's friend's business is very critical. It's very critical. It shows that she is likely to be a woman who belongs to this industry. And an international exposure. Suppose she's seeking job in Hyderabad. She is seeking job in Hyderabad. It's obviously a benefit for the organization because she is now getting international culture. She studied in British University and she worked with 7 American organizations. So the interviewer must be able to catch up with this idea. She is giving you a lot of idea. There are times, you go to smaller towns and semi-village kind of atmosphere, there you want to hire somebody, you have to break your head in asking a question and making the person understand, this is the question that I have. Once I had an occasion to interview somebody for a commercial executive position for a major MNC, but the factory was based in a small town, about 80 kilometers away from a major city. Somewhere during the discussion, we and I was interested in that candidate. So we talked more about it. So somewhere during the discussion, he said, "Sir, I can very well sell your product." So I said, "No, it's not selling. The job is not selling. The job is not selling. It's a commercial job." "Sir, that is business only, isn't it?" I said, maybe I give him a chance to be innocent about this because Those days the internet was not on, so there was a seminal difference between how people listen and understand things in major cities and how they listen to things in smaller cities. So a good patriot has to own the problems of our society, isn't it? So I went still with the next thing with him. I told him it's not selling, and commercial doesn't mean only selling. It could mean so many other things. But sir, I know your product. I was surprised how he knows the product because this was actually selling OEMs, so very to industries. Original equipment manufacturers they were. They were selling to large industries, process industries. So it is unlikely that this young boy will know what the product. So I said, "Come on, how do you know?" Sir, I know. What do you think we are selling? I said, "Sir, you are selling rolled up sleeves." I said, "What? Rolled up sleeves?" The word sleeve pertains to the joint of two pipes, and there's a sleeve over that so that the leakage is it becomes waterproof and airtight. That's a sleeve. So this little fellow, I was surprised. He knows the word sleeve and rolled up sleeves. So I was wondering what is this rolled up sleeves. I can understand aluminium sleeves, plastic sleeves, HDP sleeves, stainless steel sleeves. I can understand that. What is this rolled up sleeves? Then somebody, the HR person who was seated there, corrected me, "Sir, in the advertisement we have said wanted young commercial executives with rolled up sleeves." You have this regularly. Interview sometimes is your head swirls. Sometimes the performances are so pathetic, and you pity the humanity so much that at the end of it, the interviewers have their head swirling. They're worried about how the humanity is going to grow. We become philosophical at the end of it. Very true, very honest. But that's a part of life. That's a part of every profession. I'm sure every profession has something like this happening to them. So, wanted commercial executives with rolled up sleeves forever has become a kind of a red beacon for me whenever I perform the interview jobs, interview assignments. So, profiling comes in all kinds of ways, all kinds of suggestions. So, here I look at this lady as sophisticated, yes. International exposure, yes. Competitive, yes. Hardworking, yes. She's particularly underweight. Hardworking, yes. Determined, yes. Despite her physical appearance not being so weighty, not being so powerful, she can easily win the hearts of people and make them work for the organization. She has commitment to the service. She is very simple, very humble. She can talk on many subjects and she can perform varied kinds of activities. She has that inner urge to do this and to do that, to use a left hand and a right hand and this way and that way, what we call the versatility. We are trying to freeze an interactive communication and to describe that dynamics, which is both physical, communicational, but also internal. It's a mighty difficult job. Pardon me if I miscommunicated. Pardon me if I have created any prejudice in you, a bias in you, a presumption in you. But over a period of time, I'm sure we will sort it out. That's why discourses are meant to be lengthier than a training program because we are able to accommodate so many other possibilities, so many detours we'll be able to freeze. With that, may I sign off for this day? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to bees of tomorrow. Goodbye, good night.